Hi, good day, leaders. Good day. Let us share with the people today's meeting. Welcome to everyone who is here. Let us share the link today. Let us share the link with as many people as we can. Thank you for coming in. We have 7 minutes, and if you are here, please share with me that you are here, so that I can be able to acknowledge you. We will be starting in the next 7 minutes. Let's just share with our leaders. Let's share with them to be part of the meeting today. The topic today is finish strong. That is the topic today, finish strong. That's our topic today. Let me know if you can hear me. I can already see Leader Mina. Welcome, Leader. And please comment if you can hear me. Let's prepare for in the next 6 minutes. We will be starting in the next 6 minutes. Our topic today is finish strong. That's our topic today. Let's just wait for leaders as they're coming in. Let's give it another 5 minutes. Let's give it another 5 minutes. Let's give it another 5 minutes. Okay. Please share with the other leaders, and please be kind to comment for us to acknowledge that you are present. I see that we have 3 leaders. Yes, you can watch from the laptop, Leader Mina. You can watch from the laptop. You can watch from the laptop. I'm actually looking at the laptop on the other side, but I can tell you that I'm not presenting from the laptop, because there is a problem with our laptops with the live, especially with the bandwidth at the place wherever you are. There will always be a problem with the live. But yes, you can watch from the laptop. You can watch from the laptop. Let's share with our leaders. Let us share with them. We've got 4 minutes to go. And thank you for coming in. Today's topic is finish strong. That is today's topic. Is finish strong. If you want some people to finish strong, please call them in. And there is also there is a blog that has been posted, I believe so, before this, which is talking about this. Okay, let's see. Okay. Request Mina wants to join me on video. Let me see. I've added you to join me as well. Just share with me maybe where are you watching from, and that is going to help me to acknowledge you. And I see Me Kwana Lesotho, Mema Mutle. Welcome, Leader Sunny. Welcome, Leader Sunny. Thank you for keeping watching. I see that Mina, it's the invitation to the video is failing on your side. Maybe it's because of the problems of the laptop. You can just share this with people and let us prepare for. I believe that today. I also want to learn today because I also want to finish strong. I want to finish strong. I don't know about you, but I also want to finish strong today. I want to finish strong. I really want to finish strong. Our topic today is finishing strong, and we are reading from the blog. You can check the blog that I just put this morning. The blog that says that finish strong, riding the high tide, how my upline, Mr. Baloyi, turned the year-end challenges into network marketing success. I'm happy that I'm talking this with his permission. I had a long discussion with him in the morning, and he gave me permission that let me share our discussion. As you know, that our upline, his theme from last week is about doing a reset. So I did the blog there, and to acknowledge him and to acknowledge the good work that he did. I see the blog already has about 61 views. If you have seen the blog, please confirm that you have seen the blog. Confirm that you have seen the blog. As I say, I want to acknowledge you, but I'm actually presenting from a phone, and as I present from a phone, I'm not able to see. Leader Mavimbela, welcome, Leader Mavimbela. Thank you for always being present, and Leader Sani, welcome, Leader Sani. Leader Shanin, you are also welcome. You are also welcome. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. And I want to thank the leaders who are also in the cross line for their support. And I know that I will be talking about a leader that they know very well. I decided after a long talk with him this morning that I write a blog about him and that we learn from his lessons what made him actually. Every year since he started, he is finishing strong. And this has been his brand image of finishing strong. And I've been fortunate to have him as my mentor, as my upline, because as a result of that, we are actually finishing strong as well. As a result of that, we are actually finishing strong. Today, the members who are coming to a member request, I've opened it that anybody can accept the members today. Anybody can accept the members today. Riding the high tide. This is the season of a high tide. The season of in October, November. It's a high tide. A high tide is a high wave. This high wave is a high influence. And this influence, you can ride it. You can ride it either for success or you can ride it for failure. I have seen in my years as a pastor that every time when October comes, I have more, counseling sessions. And everybody is talking about the tide, which is the pressure towards December. Families, they come for counseling sessions. They talk about a tide, that there is a high tide. They feel that there is a strong influence because this time is the time when people are actually doing a huge drive towards the end of the year. Others are already exhausted. Others are distracted. And there is this high tide that everybody's riding. And you feel that you left behind, and you feel the pressure. You know, there is a lot of peer pressure towards the end of the year. And as a result of this peer pressure, you know, there are decisions that you take which you are not supposed to take. And we lose focus. Even the best of the best, they lose focus this time. You know, the best of relationships, they end this time. You know, like I say that as a counselor, I've seen the best relationships ending in October towards December. And the best of the relationships begin at this time as well. And this is the time that you will find, you know, relationships ending in tears, but this is the time as well that you will find a love at first sight coming. There is a mixture of the waves that are happening at this time. And people can just feel this influence. And we are saying in this company, uh, finish strong, finish strong. My story today is a simple story of a man that I was, you know, honored to meet 7 years ago, if not 8 years ago. And I'm going to give you a background of how we have met, because the background of how we have met has given me the big why of not being taken by the high tide, by the wave of a high tide. I have a background of a heart problem and also depression. And when I met him in our previous company, I actually have a spiritual son in Ivory Coast who recruited me to that company. But I was not in the South African group as my you know, uplines. So that worked against me, because now my upline was in Ivory Coast. He came here to visit me in Cape Town. Then we went to Mozambique together. And then he had to go on missions to Brazil because we do the work of missions. And so after he was gone, I was left with no upline. Now his upline is also a pastor who has been in Philippines all his life. And at the time when I was saying, okay, I've just lost my upline, let me look at my upline's upline. Then he also was invited in the US. He was a musician as a pastor. So now I lost my upline's upline. And then after that, I had to look back to Philippines, where I say my upline's upline will be helping me with the business. And when I looked there, the same thing happened. In the same week, he passed on. So I did not have an upline. I did not have an upline's upline. I did not have, you know, a great-grand upline. And I was in South Africa. All these people are not there. And I mean, this company, I love it. And I just don't have any person on my side. I think that is the time that gave me, you know, the strong, you know, inclination to online. And that's why I'm always saying that if you don't have an upline, if you are struggling with an upline, always look online. Because when you look online, it might be cross-line, but all those people are going to push you in those times. So Mr. Baloyi came to me at a challenging time like that, because all my uplines, it was not their fault that they had to part ways with me. And when he came, unfortunately, as I said, to me, it was not just about the business. I had a serious heart problem. And, you know, it was not easy to get product. If you are not under that structure, you won't get product, because they ordered product from overseas. You know, that they were struggling to order product. It was not easy. But he was merciful to me that the product, when they order it, he puts me under, you know, his wing. And as a result, he was a cross line. I started to have a special relationship with him. So you will understand when I say I come from him that far, and he is a man who is relational. He is not just a transactional man. Well, we need transactions, but he is driven by relationships. And the way we knew each other, The way he knew me, he was always calling me to say, how are you doing? It's so important to have such relationships. And today we will be talking about plugging in such communities, because when the year comes to an end, people get distracted. Even professionals, they get distracted. Let me say to you that the high tide, even the best of the swimmers, they get taken by the wave. And I've just written something here that says why even professional swimmers can be taken by a high tide. I know that there are professional networkers at this time. They will leave the business. They will leave even companies. And these are professional workers who are networkers that are highly trusted. Now, there are things that happen because even if you are the best swimmer, when there is a high tide, even just like the professional swimmers, they have a problem of overconfidence. When you have overconfidence, you start believing in your skills, and you get too comfortable, and you underestimate the wave of change. In September, I found myself closing the month with about 20 recruits. But today, in the 27th, in September on the 27th, I had already 18 recruits. But today, I only have 10 recruits. I think I have 10 today. It was 9 yesterday. And now sometimes we are taken by overconfidence and forget that, the wave, when it comes, it can hit you even when you think you are a professional. And then the other thing that hits people, especially this time, it is the distractions. At the end of the year, when holidays are coming, when there are family obligations and celebration, we get distracted, by looking at the shore, and lose sight of our goals. It's like a goal scorer. When it is the finishing time, you need to finish strong, but we get distracted. The best of the best, they hit the goal at the last minute. So the third thing that make us to lose it towards the end of the year is peer influence. Even when professionals are leaving, it's like seeing other swimmers being swept away. Like we say that this high tide comes, and if you are not careful as a professional, you are swept away. Now, when big professionals are leaving companies like APL Go, and they go somewhere else because they had distractions, they had overconfidence, then they are swept away. It can have a panic that it will make the crowd to follow them, thinking that it is safer where they are going, not knowing that actually where they are going, they are all going to sink. So when it's the time of the year end, there is this peer influence. That is why I say, as a pastor, I have seen a lot of separations during this time, because there is peer influence. You see friends that are separating, and then you separate. You see friends that are leaving companies to go and join new companies, then you do the same. You see friends that are deciding to move out of organizations, and you do the same, only to find that when you do that, it's going to hit you, and it's going to hit you bad. So these are things that happen when we are supposed to be finishing strong. Now, the other thing that can happen is fatigue. We have a fatigue problem. When we work throughout the year, it also happens that we get tired. Like the swimmers who lose strength after a long race. Fatigue can make us to lose focus. We lose our big why, and it is easy to lose our big why. Now, we have the last one, which is the fear of failure. Even professionals can be afraid of making mistakes when things get chaotic. Like right now, we are going towards the recognition events, and when things don't go right, professionals can find themselves saying that, I'm not even going in that event because things did not just go right at that time. So we can also have a problem of the fear of failure. The reason why I talk about my upline, Mr. Baloyi, is because the history of his coming in this company has been an amazing history. And I want to share it with you today so that when you are watching here, whether it is in your church or in your organization or in your family, just know that this time it is the time of high focus, that you must not lose focus. Let me tell you what happened. He came just around this time, 3 years ago, in this company. And when he arrived, together with leader Asna, they did something when they arrived that was amazing, something that, was not easy to do for many people. At the time, when other professionals were taken by a wave, a lot of other people were getting a very negative influence, being taken away by the wave from this company. It happens everywhere, no matter how good a company is. We cannot hide that. At the time when the tide was taking other professionals out, Mr. Baloyi came at a high tide to close that space. So it happens that there are times when people, when they are finding themselves in the bitter, things that end in separations, at the same time, there will be love at first sight. So that is the time when he came. And when he came, it only took him 5 weeks, only 5 weeks. At the time of the greatest discouragement in the company, it took him 5 weeks together with leader Asnaf for them to qualify for an incentive trip. Now, that took a lot of other people by surprise, that they came in and they came with a high tide. And at the time there was a low tide. They filled the space. And I'm saying this to you today because if you look at the back office, you will find that there is a lot of people like that time who were diamonds that moved away from the company. At the time when they were coming in strong, other people were going out strong. Other professionals were going out strong. They were diamonds, they were VIPs. If you go into a back office, you will find that even diamonds, even VIPs, they are at the expired list. The reason why they are there is because maybe they have distractions, maybe they have peer influence, maybe they have fatigue, maybe they have fear of failure. Now, it is our responsibility to help those leaders to finish strong. Now, I continued with him and I said to him, okay, you took 5 weeks. And that was our discussion this morning. You took 5 weeks. At the time when other people were leaving, you were coming in and you were coming strong. What is the reason? Then he says to me that sometimes we don't know the big why of people. He says to me, when we come into a company, we come from a place where we were earning 80,000 to 120,000 per month. And when you look at that big why, it drives you to come into the company because it is the end of the year. You don't know what is the next salary that you're going to get. You are getting that high salary. Now it is the end of the year and you must run as fast as possible. You must run as fast as possible. Like I'm saying to you, the problem that I faced as a pastor, I saw people running away as fast as possible out of relationships, and I had to cancel them. They were saying to me, I want to leave this relationship. And the next meeting after that, that was happening always in October. The next meeting after that was a meeting of, love at first sight. There were those emotions, people that are excited, who are going towards December. We want to get married. We see life together. Others are coming after that. They say, this is not working. Now, that is the thing that happens when there is a high tide, a high influence. The time of the end of the year, it is a time of influences. Even people who are advertising this time, they are bombarding us with adverts because they want us to buy into them. And what is going to happen again at this time, there is a lot of scammers that see a gap and they come in and they take that gap. I'm saying this because when Mr. Baloyi was coming into the company, there was also a scamming company that took a lot of people and even high professionals who lost, the big why, and they entered into a wave that swallowed them. So it is important, leaders, that during this time we must finish strong. It is important that during this time you must know your big why. Like Mr. Baloyi says, that with him, his big why was that, not only that I was earning high, but I've got people that I'm responsible for. There are leaders, normally even other leaders, they are saying this. I think the others were in the Eastern Cape, that Mr. Baloyi, please, they were pushing him that please find us a new home. You know, if you don't find us that new home, we will find it, you will join under us. So he had a community that he was plugging into, a community of true relationships that he was working with. And not only that, he was looking at the salary, he was looking at the responsibility that is in his shoulders of that community. When we are a community uh, going towards the end of the year, we need to look at those relationships, how strong those relationships are. When we leave some communities, we leave them because of some small things. We fight with, maybe it could be a big leader as well, but an immature leader, and then you forget, the other relationships that are very important that are around you. So my encouragement to you right now, I'm saying that it is time for us to finish strong. We need to make sure that with our groups, we finish strong. We don't sweat the small stuff. We look at the important things that we need to look at as we are pushing towards the end of the year. And there are things that I wrote here, which I said that there are things that I learned from Mr. Baloyi, because I can tell you that it has not been easy for me either in these 3 years. There were times that were very difficult. But because I have plugged into his mentorship, even if there are small things that are packing here and there, I am looking into his mentorship that makes me to keep strong and to keep going on. By that, I mean, we need to look for teams that are excited and growing. We need to look for teams that are excited and growing. Let me tell you this. I have seen, and this is what we were saying in a meeting on Friday, maybe one has got more than 29 WhatsApp groups, and I can tell you that 28 of them, if not 27, they are dead. They are dead, and they just waiting for one reason to see somebody jumping out, and they jump out. And you don't want to be there. You want to start a new WhatsApp group that is going to have people that are full of life and push it with that high tide, because the others, they are actually having a tide that is taking them away together with other professionals. I am seeing that even in my back office now, that I have people that I trusted, people with big statuses, moving out, being taken by the tide because it is going towards the year end. They are taken by new companies and all that, because at this time there is that peer pressure. At this time there is a peer pressure. People are looking for a gap. Even the robbers, even people who are robbing companies, the scammers, they are coming to scam mostly at the end of the year. You can see even the cash in transits, they happen mostly at the end of the year. Even political parties, they separate mostly towards the end of the year. Even churches, they separate mostly towards the end of the year, because there is the tide. There is this high tide, the high wave of influence that make that people who are not rooted, people whose roots are shallow, they will be taken by that wave. So you must look for teams, look for communities. Find a community. When I say find a community, I mean that they will not only be your upline. Sometimes it can be tough with your upline. Maybe sometimes you enter it into a business and the upline is an upline just because he or she arrived first, but he does not have that capacity to carry you, But don't despair because of that. When you find yourself like that, you can plug into, some cross lines. I have a lot of leaders here who are not my people, but I'm plugging into them. We work together, even if they are not within my own structure. We have learned from maturity, from growth, from the places that we come from, that you must find an excited and growing team that you are going to be with it. It cannot be only a team that is in your WhatsApp groups, but when you go online, you're going to see people like Eric Warren. I mean, Eric Warren is not in our company, but we go to him to listen to him because he is online and he is excited and he is growing. Now, the other thing that we need to do, we need to find mentors who see opportunity in chaos. Like I say that Mr. Baloyi, when he came during the time that there was chaos. People did not have a vision. People were moving out, jumping into some things that did not make sense. Well, they regretted it later. Now, at that time, when there is a wave that is going out, find a wave that is coming in. Mr. Baloyi always says to us, when it is the end of the year, people are going home. When it's the end of the year, people are saying it is holiday, they don't sell. And at that time, it is an opportunity to make sure that you shine at that space when people are away, because you start to have your time of going to rise, and you start with speed, because in order to fly, you must go with speed. So September, October, November, October, November, it is that time which you must increase your speed so that when January comes, you fly in January. We have seen this because of his achievements of that 5 weeks when he started. Every time when the year comes to an end, he will take us to some marathons, which every January since I met Mr. Baloyi, my highest earning months are January. My months of achieving a new, rank are January all the time, because he has taught us that we need to learn how to finish strong. At the time when people are seeing chaos, you need to see opportunity. You need to stay focused on your long-term goals. Even when the year is ending, at the beginning of the year, Mr. Baloyi will always give us one-on-one meeting for us to look at our goals. Even in the mid-year, he will come to us and say, have you achieved 50% of the goals that you said you have? He will help us to stay focused because he wants us to finish strong. So to the point that I was talking to before, that find people that are excited and growing. Let me tell you this, it is very difficult to try to raise a dead bone than to give birth to a new flesh. It is very difficult. It is very difficult because those who are dead, there is one reason that they are dead, because they know. And whatever they know is not what is making them to prosper, but they know what is making all of us to fail. So when Mr. Baloyi came in that 5 weeks, he did not know about this story of people who are moving out. He was coming, being in a honeymoon, being excited that he is coming to a place that has got opportunities. He saw the opportunities. He never even saw that chaos. The reason for that, let me tell you what it is. When we are new in a company, the thing that we have is called belief. It is called belief. When we are old in a company, the thing that we have is called knowledge. We know the scandals. We know the failures. We know the weaknesses. We know who are this and who are that. But when you come, you don't know all those things. You just believe. What is believing? To believe is to take a journey to the future. You are not there in that chaos. You are looking at the future. You are visiting your future. That is to believe. When you visit your future so many times until you achieve it, that is called belief. And when they were coming, their goal was not even achieving those incentives of the Mauritius trip, but they were coming with the speed of the big why. So I'm saying to you that you can finish strong, and that finishing strong can start today. You can finish it strong when you are not following crowds that are going out, but you are looking where the opportunity is, and that is what we have learned from Mr. Baloyi. I'm going to look at the comments here because we have not been long in doing the lives, and sometimes I don't see the comments. I'm going to look at the comments here. Okay, the comments are still the same comments. I've got, let me see, I've got about 8 comments. The people that I've acknowledged, they're still the same people that are here that I've acknowledged. So leaders, the lesson that we have from this story of Mr. Baloyi is that we must finish strong. is that we must have our big why, is that we need to see an opportunity in the time of chaos. We need to know that at the time when people are going in, that is the opportunity. I mean, when they're going out, that is the opportunity for you to go in. Let us make sure that at this time, we don't lose our focus. The time of the end of the year, it is the time of a lot of words that are in the atmosphere, a lot of adverts that are in the atmosphere, a lot of influence that may not be good for us. But let us make sure that we focus. Let us make sure that we focus and finish strong. Some of the months may not be the best of months. Like I say, September looked good to me, but October somehow was a bit difficult to most of us. But we cannot lose sight, we cannot lose focus, because what we are doing, we are planting the seeds. Let us not look at the fruit. It is the season of the seed. Let us not look at how the people who have got the fruit today, they planted the seed many months ago. But our focus today is that we must plant our seed. That is my message for today. And thank you for coming and joining us today. As we are saying today, we say today, riding the high tide. How my upline, Mr. Baloyi, turned year-end challenges into network marketing success. Year-end has challenges, whether in church, whether in political parties, whether in business partnerships, whether in relationships at home. Wherever you are, year-end have got challenges. But at the same time, year-end has got great opportunities. So let us come together and say, what is it that we can do to find opportunities? This month, as I was looking at, well, it is not over until it's over. As I was looking at the numbers that I have done, and they were kind of discouraging to me, I said, let us run and not look back. Whatever that I can do to be a success, I will do it. I was struggling from since May, since I saw these opportunities of AI. I took an opportunity of learning programming and build some softwares. I had a software that was troubling me since May. I was failing to build it. I was so discouraged. I was giving up in building that software. And this month, which is the month of big challenges, the month where things were not easy, this is the month, and exactly yesterday, when I managed to achieve and build that software, and it is something that made me so happy, because it is going to make the same business to be easy for me. So it is very important for us to finish strong. We do not need to look at the challenges of the cost of living. Cost of living is what makes us to lose focus when we're coming towards the end of the year. But we need to look at the abundance of the profit of living, the abundance of the profit of living. We don't need to say cost of living is too high. We must be saying the abundance of the profit of living towards the end of the year is too high. We don't need to say, this product is too expensive. We must be able to say the profit that we get out of this, the success that we get out of this is worth the cost. So that is my encouragement to you today. I am saying, in closing, when you plug in communities like this community, it does not matter even if you don't belong to us. When you plug in communities like this community, you are going to have a virus that will rub in you, and that virus is a prosperity virus. It is an incurable prosperity virus. When I say incurable, I mean that even in the worst of months, to me, this month was not easy, but because I have this incurable prosperity virus that is given to me by my upline as he talks to me every day. I have no choice but to prosper. I have no choice but to succeed, even at the time when you are losing in your club. But when you have that incurable prosperity virus, you will score the goal even just before the bell rings. Even just before the final whistle, you will score the goal. That is why I'm saying that yesterday I was so excited, in spite of all the challenges. When I saw myself doing that software, I was so excited. I knew that this prosperity virus is in us. And the thing that I want to encourage you, if you want to plug in this community, it may be your upline, your mentor, but I'm encouraging you to plug in to our meetings, which are of Luna. Find out to the leaders that are here what are the meetings of Luna. The Luna community, which is the brand, the virtual brand manager of APL Go. When you meet those people, you are in this prosperity virus that when it gets into you, you have no choice but to prosper. That is what I wish for you today, that you will have no choice but to prosper, even in the worst of times. Thank you for coming, and this is my final word to you, that let us go win and let us go big. Have a wonderful day.